Hello, everybody. What's going on? Chris here with Daniel, and the CBA finally expired, so we get to talk about some real baseball because it's apparently a sport again, so that's cool.
Let's go. It's finally back, Chris. And I mean, yeah, like
Yeah, that's all you got to
we're
say.
recording this
Yeah.
a day later, but it's finally back.
hmm
Major differences: 12-team playoffs, universal DH, and possible international free agent draft. But that's about it.
So literally all good things. So that's all that matters. All the stuff
Yeah,
we talked
I
about is
honestly
good.
haven't heard one thing from the CBA where I'm like, I don't like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. The only thing I didn't like is that they took too long to get it.
yes,
Yeah, that's the only bad
100,
thing.
100 days basically,
Yeah,
99 days.
exactly.
So.
But today, we're not talking about the CBA because we talked enough about that. Today, we are talking about Jose Ramirez and how he is likely, or somewhat likely, going to the Toronto Blue Jays.
I honestly, I think it's highly likely at this point, Chris.
Yeah, I've been off Twitter all morning because I've been doing stuff and my internet was down for hours. But now we're here, so that's cool. So, Daniel, what do you got to say about the Twitterverse right now? Because I hear it's going crazy.
I mean, so there's been two major rumors going around all day, and one of them has been Bryant to the Phillies,
Hmm. hmm
which, because Harper really wants him there, and
Oh, yeah, aren't they like best friends or something?
they're best friends. They've been playing with each other since they were like 13 years old, right? So
No,
they're like that.
that'd be
They're
really cool.
besties.
That's kind of like the Bo Cavan Vladis thing, except
Exactly,
older.
exactly. And Phillies actually needed a corner outfielder slash third baseman, so it works for them. But anyhow,
hmm
and then the other one that's been going around is Ramirez to the Jays, and it's been a bunch. It all started because of a tweet from I don't remember what the reporter was, but it was either Jeff Passan or it was John Morosi. It was one of the two, and they basically said that rumors are going around the free agent market that the Jays are looking to add a high impact offensive bat by the end of it.
Okay, and did they like name drop Ramirez at all, or did they just like
No, but
mention?
as soon as they did that, Ramirez was the first name trending.
Well,
And this is
that's what you
also
think. That's what you have to
This
think
is
because he
also
is the
linked
best.
to hang on, I'm gonna pull it up and then we'll put this in the video. Give me 1 second, let me look at
I
my
would
phone.
say would also Matt Chapman be considered as a high impact bat, or would he be more of like a
Yes.
defensive first third baseman now? Because he's not
Well,
really been doing that good the last couple years offensively.
no, he hasn't. But it sorry, I'm just trying to find the quote that also
hmm
started it all. Uh oh, here it is. So it was John Morosi and he was on the Fan Morning Show today, which is for everyone who doesn't know is a show on Sportsnet Fan 590
hmm
with Kevin Barker and I forget the other guy.
I forgot the name. Is it
Okay.
Mike? His name
Anyhow,
Mike? I
so
don't
he
know.
was on there, and this is after the tweet went out, and it basically said they were talking about it, and he says basically the next offensive bat they're going to add, he thinks is Ramirez. Cleveland is clearly in a rebuild phase. Bieber has also been mentioned, but I think
Ooh.
Ramirez is more naturally the guy. Fits the lineup perfectly. Switch hitter. They need a third baseman, and the Jays are in an immediate let's win right now.
Exactly. That is
So
like
it was
Ramirez would fit this team to a T. Plus, he's got
yes.
the Hispanic connection with all those other players as well, so he'll fit right in with the Blue Jay squad.
So it was kind of a mixture of those two things back to back that set the Twitter off about Ramirez going to Toronto.
So, are you thinking that it could happen today, or like, what are we thinking?
I think it's definitely a possibility. I
Mm-hmm.
think, I mean, it's a trade. I doubt it would happen probably today, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely before the end of spring training. I could definitely see it happening.
I mean, I feel like it would probably happen in the next couple days if it were to
Yeah,
happen, because
by the end of
spring
the
train.
weekend, I think. I think by
Yeah,
the end of the weekend
because
it could
when does
happen.
the spring training? What does it start? Like Tuesday, Monday, something like
I
that.
think
Next
the
end of the
games
week.
start like the Friday,
Yeah, end of the
something
week.
like that.
So yeah, I feel like most players are going to sign before that because they want to, know what team they're on going into spring training. They can get like a routine around them, maybe like
Yes.
a workout plan or whatever. So
Start connecting with some of the new guys they're on, right?
yeah, exactly. You want to build up the chemistry with like your teammates. Like for example, like when maybe we saw Marcus Simeon come last year, he went straight to Bo, so they build that double
Yeah.
play combo right there. So if they could do that with Ramirez, that'd be fantastic. But we're not gonna get him for free. He's not coming free. Where he's gonna be costing a lot and a lot of prospects and maybe money, depends what we throw in there. But what would it take to get this guy?
So the other thing why this is kind of been leaning toward Ramirez was apparently before the lockout, um, and I was listening to Ben Nicholson Smith yesterday.
That's my favorite
Is
Blue Jays reporter.
the most best reporter, I think, and he was
Love that
talking
guy.
to Tim on Tim and Friends there on Sportsnet,
Okay.
and he was basically saying that the Jays were aggressively trying to trade Randall Grichuk before the lockout.
We should have, man. We should have.
So Cleveland needs. The thing is, it's gonna go one to two ways. Cleveland needs outfielders, right?
Mm-hmm.
Grichuk's a major league outfielder, so you can obviously send him there. The
Easy.
thing is, Grichuk's salary cap is so high, you're gonna have to give up some extra guys.
That's fine with me.
So I feel like I'm sorry, Chris, I have to say this, but I feel like what's his face? Groshans is probably gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, he's still good, but he's not in like the upper echelon of prospects anymore that I would say. So I'm
And
okay
they
with
have a
letting him
lot
go
more
now.
replaceable
Exactly.
ones,
Plus, we have
right?
like Orelvis Martinez and all those
Yeah.
guys who I would say probably have
Otto
a higher ceiling.
Lopez, right?
Yeah, who you also could throw in that deal as well. You could. And I feel like we'd have to throw in maybe like one or two pitching prospects in
I
that as
think they
well.
want basically they were talking like the way I kind of understood it, and then listening to a bunch of streams today,
Mm-hmm.
Ball Cap Sports, Blue Jays today, yesterday. They were saying that if this deal goes through, there was kind of this consensus here. If you're gonna give Randall, you're gonna have to add a little bit more. You're gonna have to add probably a top catching prospect. So I'm thinking Kirk's
Kirk.
probably going. I would think. I don't think they're gonna trade
Let's
Moreno.
let's give him Reese McGuire. But I mean,
Yeah, I don't think they'll do it. I think they want Kirk, and
yeah, it's
then I
okay.
think you're gonna have to give him either some top pitching or they're gonna want some
Like a like
outfielding
a
prospects.
Kloffenstein,
Like a
Robbins.
Kloffenstein, CJ Van Eyck is also a name that's been thrown around in this.
Yeah. We don't I don't
Connor
know if we
Hoglund
have
is another one.
yeah, do we really have any outfield prospects though? Like I think our
The only
outfield's
one I
pretty
can think of
set.
is Forrest Wall.
Yeah, and he's like borderline barely AAA. So
Yeah. The other option you do is you trade Lourdes in the deal.
okay. And that's a much higher value than Randall
Yes.
Grichuk. And
And
he's
then you wouldn't have
cheaper.
to give up as much.
Mm-hmm. But I like the
Um,
Lord. I like the Lord and Savior, so
I like Lourdes. I like Lourdes. I do.
like him more
It's
than
just
Grichuk, that's for sure.
same, but like I don't know. It's tough. A lot of people are saying it'll either happen by the end of this week, and if it doesn't happen by the end of this week, then someone made a good point. I listening to the ball cap, and he was basically saying if it doesn't happen by the end of this week, then Cleveland's just going to use Ramirez to sell T-shirts because they got a new team name and all that
Hmm.
for the opening day, and then trade him by the deadline.
I was gonna say probably the next opportunity would be the deadline,
Yeah.
but then you wouldn't get as much back for him.
No. So I think it's doable. I think he is the guy that's going to come if it's a big offensive bat. Now, there's other names you can also mention. I mean, Chris Bryant's definitely a possibility.
He's a free agent though, so you just give him money. Like you don't
You
have
would
to.
just give him money, right?
Exactly.
You could definitely see. I knew Matt Chapman. We kind of talked about too.
Like I feel like I would rather have Matt Chapman over Chris Bryant, like just defensively, because I mean Chris Bryant's great offensively, but if you put Matt Chapman in the Rogers Center with a whole batting lineup around him that the Jays have, it'll only boost his stats, and his defense is amazing. So I think he might be better than Chris Bryant in the Jays lineup.
I mean, he is younger. He is under control for a lot more. The only
Hmm.
downside is you would have to give up a pretty penny,
Yeah, that's
right?
good.
And
That's
not
true.
as much as you'd have to give up for Ramirez, I think, but you
Hmm.
still have to give up a good amount.
You do, yeah. So I don't know. Well, I have no idea what would be the best, but that's why we're not
Who would you
managers.
prefer? Would you prefer out of those three, order them like your number one to your number three?
Ramirez,
You want?
Chapman, Bryant.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way, except I kind of want Bryant number two instead of
That's
Chapman.
fair. He also can play outfield, so that would make a little more sense.
All right, and
Hmm.
I'm just a huge Bryant guy. But honestly, any of those three would be amazing. They'd be such an improvement at third base. As much as I love Espinal and Biggio, they can't be your starting third baseman going
Yeah,
into the
like
year.
Biggio, perfect second baseman right there. Third
Both of
baseman?
them, I
No.
love both of them at second base.
Exactly,
Love them,
exactly.
but third base, it's like you need a little bit of offensive power to
Hmm.
make up for Simeon, I think.
Exactly. But either way, I mean, I feel like we're probably gonna get one of those three players by the end of this. So I don't care who we get, because like all three of them are fantastic in their own right. So either way, it'll make our team better, and that's all that matters. But Daniel,
A 100%.
I
A
think this is a
100%.
good
Especially
time.
with yeah, I was just saying, especially with the
Hmm.
expanded playoffs. I mean,
Exactly. We
Jay's
would have.
got such a good opportunity making the playoffs this year that
Mhm.
why not go all in almost?
Exactly. And I think this is a good time to wrap up the podcast video. If you guys did enjoy, hit that like button subscribe, share with your friends, and we'll see you guys next time when Jose Ramirez signs with the Toronto Blue Jays. Goodbye.
Goodbye.